Now it's a tale of love, betrayal and divorce set nearly 500 years ago. Even now, the Tudor soap opera surrounding Henry VIII and his 6 wives fascinates historians and pretty much everyone else.
Katherine of Aragon was the Spanish princess who became Henry's first wife. But when their marriage broke down, she fled to our region and is buried in Peterborough Cathedral. Today, the city held a service to remember her, and Claire McGlasson went along.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived.
Katherine of Aragon was the first and longest-serving wife of King Henry VIII. They were married for more than 20 years, while the other 5 wives shared just 14 years between them. And some would say that Katherine was one of the lucky ones.
She did escape with her head intact. I think, life for queens during that era was really quite a political game, and it was quite hard. She was highly educated, and in fact many people said, she was more educated than Henry himself, and for a woman in that day and age, that was absolutely extraordinary.
Today at Peterborough Cathedral, where she is buried, a service to celebrate the life of the Spanish bride who became a queen. A love story between Henry and Katherine, which turned sour when she failed to produce a male heir.
I am the King of England. I can have what I want.
Even a king cannot break apart what God has put together.
In real life, many of the scenes were set in our region. Katherine lived in Ampthill Castle in Bedfordshire during the last years of her marriage to Henry. But it was in Dunstable Priory that her fate was sealed. Here the English bishops met and granted the king a divorce from Katherine, prompting his country split from the Catholic Church. Katherine moved to Buckden Palace near Huntingdon.
The story goes that when Henry sent his men to take Katherine away, the locals were determined to protect her, so they took to the street with their pitchforks and chased the soldiers out of town.
In the end, Kimbolton Castle became her home, or rather her prison, until her death in 1536. A procession carried her body here to Peterborough.
Anne Boleyn, who followed her, was not loved by the people. Her original motto, but Henry made her take it off because it rolled too many people up, was let them grumble, this is how it's going to be. Because the people really didn't like her. They'd had Katherine for so long and they loved their Spanish princess.
So how is she remembered today?
She was the King of England. Queen.
She was the first wife of Henry Tudor.
She
was divorced, I think.
I think one of her child is called Mary, that survived. And she was born in 19...
or 18 something.
History may remember Katherine of Aragon as just one of Henry's 6 wives, but in Peterborough she is celebrated as a Queen of England. Claire McGlasson, Anglia News, Peterborough.
I think they knew more than me, actually. That's
a
a
lovely
fascinating
history lesson,
story.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Very good. Nothing like a doublet and hose to get you going on a Friday night. Now, there's been a special birthday party in Suffolk today for 2 special lion cubs.
Jabu and Kea were born last year at Africa Alive in Kessingland near Lowestoft. But just what do you buy a lion cub for their birthday? Martin Stew went along to find out.
What child doesn't love a bouncy ball? And it seems lion cubs are no exception. These boomer balls are special birthday presents for Jabu and Kea. The 2 were born here at Africa Alive in Lowestoft a year ago, but already are nearly 6 foot tall when standing on their hind legs. Leaping, pawing and stalking the balls should help develop muscles and stimulate natural behaviour.
You would see in the wild a cub playing with each other or playing with small mammals or playing with something, and all that play helps develop their hunting skills for the future.
The balls have been smeared in zebra and rhino muck. Disgusting to you and me, but very appealing to a young lion. Luckily, Dad Zero is on hand to make sure the play doesn't get too boisterous. And it's a good thing too. Just look at those claws and those teeth. The boomer balls have got to be incredibly strong. They're essentially a Swiss ball, just like you get at the gym, but they've got to be big cat-proof. They've been specially made out of toughened plastic and filled with water. Even so, the wardens are worried the curious cubs could pop the valve. This is one birthday party they're hoping won't go with a bang. Amen. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Lowestoft.
Did I hear right?
You did, I'm afraid.
I
That's
hope
why
you
they
weren't
were
having your tea.
licking their lips, those tigers, weren't they? Lions even. Now then, if you were watching last night, you'll have seen our story on the elderly Anglia viewers in Suffolk who'd lost the picture on their tellies because of a fault with a shared aerial.
Well, we are delighted to say that for Margaret Griffiths and her friends in Lowestoft, Anglia Tonight is back on their screens this evening after EDF Energy sorted the problem out.
Well, it means Margaret can leave that wretched puzzle alone, I'm delighted to say, for a few hours. I can vouch it must be a huge relief because it is one of the hardest you'll ever see. As when I saw her yesterday, made it even harder when I found I got a piece in my pocket when I got home last night.
Oh, you mean?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't really.
Now, finally, we know dogs compete in agility trials and obedience tests, but there's a new sport that makes the most of a dog's natural talent.
And Dash the Labrador Pointer Cross from Newmarket is the current competition record holder for taking a running jump into a swimming pool. Stuart Lease, no less, has been to meet him.
They say that dogs can't fly, but 5-year-old Dash from Newmarket certainly tries. He's the current champion of the sport of long jumping for dogs, which is also called Dash and Splash.
Just any other dog, really. He just loves it. You know, he still chases rabbits and after animals and stuff like that, and he's just any other dog, so just likes what he does, and so yeah.
Dash isn't just a dog who enjoys jumping into pools. There are plenty of those around. In fact, he is the competition record holder with a leap of 28 feet. In case you're wondering, 28 feet is 6 inches longer than a double-decker bus. It's also just short of the human long jump record set by Mike Powell in 1991, and it's about the length of your average triceratops.
I think because he's got such long legs and he's quite springy and he's got too much energy, and that's what you need, I think, to do something like this.
Dash seemed to be enjoying himself so much that I just had to have a go myself. But I don't think I managed 28 feet. Stuart Leiths, Anglia News, Newmarket.
He didn't come up.
Jump in?
Yeah, and he didn't come up either. But he is about, we can assure you of that.
Oh, he's always going for a laugh, isn't he? Well done, Stuart.
Right, here's what to expect on the national news in a couple of minutes' time from now.
East of the region, winter returned this afternoon with flurries of snow, and it looks as if it could get worse this weekend.
Well, let's get the details from Amanda. As it's getting colder, we, of course, what have we done? Yep, we've chucked her outside. Only one place to be. Amanda.
Yes, thanks for dumping me out here again. Thanks for that. Well, yes, it really has been hit and miss today. Just a few moments ago, we had a real hefty snow shower, and now it's quite dry. However, the Met Office are quite concerned for the next 24 hours, and there is a weather watch in place for Cambridgeshire, Norfolk and Suffolk. And some heavy snow, and where that falls, it could transfer into widespread ice. It could make for some pretty tricky driving conditions. Now, here's something that might just cheer you up. This picture was sent in by Colin Jacobs from Beccles. That shows some primroses which were growing rather early for the time of year, which does indicate that spring is not too far away, although not close enough, as it is looking pretty wintry as we head over the next few days. Let's take a look at the weather recorded just before this snowfall arrived a few moments ago.
Yes, do wrap up warm this weekend, won't you? Now, earlier we saw, of course, Dash the Labrador Pointer. Of course, perhaps you've got another animal that does amazing things, like a jumping fish or something.
Yeah.
If you have,
send them to us. We want to know about them. Jonathan and Becky at itv.com. Remember to tell us your name and where you live. And that's it from us for this week. We'll see you on Monday.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.